Hello everyone, in this video I am going to show you how to implement longest common subsequence in C++. Longest common subsequence of two sequences is a subsequence whose elements are contained in those both sequences in increasing order, and this subsequence has the most elements among all of subsequences. Let's take a look at an example. Here we see two sequences GTGTAC and ATGCAA. These are strings, so character sequences. The longest common subsequence of these two strings is TGA, which has 3 elements. There is also another subsequence with also 3 elements, which is TGC. Algorithm for calculating longest common subsequence is a dynamic programming with the following optimal substructure. Having two sequences x and y, if last element of both sequences are equal, then this element is contained in LCS, and elements before this last element is longest common subsequence of sequence x and y without last elements. If last elements of x and y are not equal, longest common subsequence is a subsequence of x without last element, and whole y, or longest subsequence of whole x and y without last element, is the one from these two which has more elements. Now let's take a look at recursive formula of LCS. Here C is two-dimensional array, and C of row I and column j is longest common subsequence of x first I element and first j elements of y sequence. ij element is either 0 or c of I minus 1 and j minus 1 plus 1, or maximum of c of I and j minus 1 and c of I minus 1 and j. Based on this optimal substructure property of LCS, we can create an algorithm that computes longest common subsequence of two sequences. I will show implementation of LCS in C++. As an IDE, I use Visual Studio, and project is a C++ console application. First, we have declared two string views, sequences x and y. They contain dummy char 1 and 2 at first position. Real sequences begin from second position and include chars a, g, c or t. Then you have two vectors, c and b. Vector c contains length of longest common subsequence. In row I and column j, there is LCS of first I elements of x and j elements of y. That's why lowest rightmost element of C is length of LCS of whole x and y sequences. Vector B contains helper values for recreating longest common subsequence. We do this following patches from lowest rightmost element of C going left, up or diagonally. Only diagonal edges contains elements of LCS. Further, we have two for loops, which iterate over elements of matrix C in bottom to up way. Inside loops, we check if current processed element of x and y are equal. If so, we increment value in C of I, j by 1. Else, if process element of x and y are not equal, we assign to C of a, I, j, either C of I minus 1 j or C of I and j minus 1, depending which is greater. In each case of if-else block, we assign values to b vector. Next, we define string LCS, which holds longest common subsequence elements. To do so, we iterate over B vector from lowest rightmost element until we reach first column or row. We update LCS only if we meet diagonal value in B, which here represents 2. Rest of the program prints values in C vector and sequences X and Y and their longest common subsequence. After we run program, we see that LCS has 20 elements, which are characters, and we also see LCS of X and Y. That's all. Thank you for watching.